8 races down and only 1 left to determine who is going to race for a championship over the next 6 races. It's the Original Rebels Racing League Sunday Night Truck Series here on V-Speed, presented by Golden, Suzuki, Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha, and KTM. Great season-long sponsor, been with us for a couple years now. Love to see him here for another show here on V-Speed, which will be my last of 2024. But not the last on V-Speed. Stay tuned here every day that ends in Y to catch all the racing action you can't get anywhere else. But I'm your host and producer, Morgan Cook, and let's get on with the show. We're one of those racetracks that some drivers love, some drivers hate, but it always puts on a great show, and that's Rockingham. NASCAR hasn't been here since, I believe, 2004 was the photo finish. Casey Kane and Matt Kenseth bringing it back this year for some of the other touring series besides the Cup Series. Back at this 1 mile oval. I don't even know what to call this place. It's kind of a D. It's got some weird hitches, if you will, in the front stretch, and it's rough, it's bumpy, it's slick, it has zero grip, and it is just one of a kind. Absolutely one of a kind here at Rockingham. Drivers are going to have their hands full all night long. We mentioned it's the last shot before you get into the playoffs. Right now, the cut line sits at Brandon Wallace. He's the last driver in. Jacob Bain, Tyler Rice would need to win their way in, as there are not enough trucks here tonight to be able to get there on points, unfortunately. Kyle Roberts in the playoffs due to the win earlier in the season. So can the 18 or the 6 get their first victory of the year and leapfrog their way past Brandon Wallace? Or will the 99 hold tough and keep the final transfer spot? Before we look ahead, let's look back where we've been so far this season. Daytona, then Iowa, Michigan, Charlotte, the fairgrounds in Nashville, New Hampshire, Sonoma, and then last week, obviously, the thriller. 3 green flag pit stops at Talladega. Now tonight, Rockingham, for what will be the final race in the regular season. Then we go to Auto Club Irwindale, take a break for the holidays, Richmond and Kansas, Bristol and Las Vegas to wrap up and determine who your champion will be. While we have the time, let's give out the first award of the day, the Kinder Farm and Ranch Pole Award winner. And that driver, you know your name at the top of the sheet, Corey Bigley in the 28, going to get Pole Award here at Rockingham. Congratulations to the driver of the 28, who will lead the field to green here in just a few minutes. Now let's get to the grid. There we go. Corey Bigley going to start on the pole here tonight. Eric Tracy alongside in the 66. Third spot tonight belongs to Garrett Kinder in the 13. Kieran Church will start in 4th. Row 3, Dylan Bates in the 91. Tyler Rice in the 6. 7th position tonight, Stephen Davis will roll off in that spot. Brandon Wallace rolls off in 8th. 9th tonight, Josh Oswald in the 17. Jason Warren rounds out your top 10. 11th position, Jason Lottridge in the 03. Sam Wetstein will roll off in 12th. Row 7 belongs to Alex McQueen and Kyle Roberts, who has not elected to take a time here tonight. 15th will be Jacob Bain trying to fight for a playoff spot. Christopher Piner alongside in 16th position. 17th and rounding out your field tonight will be Mike Veith in the number 9. Winner of the first race this season. Let's go trackside. Have a look at the drivers as they grid. Still waiting on about 3 drivers to hit that grid here. So we are currently sitting on the front stretch just in front of the start-finish line, waiting patiently for somebody to hit the grid. You see 2 spots left. Let's have a look here at our race analysis while we have a moment. 130 laps tonight. It will be a fairly long race, but These drivers can handle it. I have no doubt about that. Pit road speed will be 40 miles an hour here this evening. 3 tire sets available. This is one of those racetracks that will absolutely eat your tires if you're not careful. Must conserve all the rubber you can. 2 green-white checkers in case things get a little bit interesting. You got 42 to 46 laps of fuel, meaning it's pretty straightforward. You run it out on the tank and then pit that 40-odd laps, make it to the end pretty easily. iRacing fixed setup as we usually see here. Then 1 fast repair because this is Rockingham after all, and that turn 2 wall, it'll get you. It's pretty aggressive. In fact, to get a look at that turn 2 wall, let's just ride on board here with your second place driver on the pace lap. This is Eric Tracy. See how quickly this wall comes up. I mean, he's almost got into it, and we're pacing at 50 miles an hour. We just about caught it. Let's say for barrier off of 2. So drivers will have their hands full trying to navigate that here all night. 130 times is the scheduled distance. Field rolling through 3 and 4. Pace truck has the field organized. Going to make that sharp turn down to pit road here in mere moments. There he goes. Green flag in hand into the start zone. We're racing at Rockingham. Oh, already got a spin. Garrett Kinder is around. Caution is out. Big problems for the 13 and the 17. That's Kinder and Oswald. Salty South Leather Wreckage Rewind going to get an early showing here. What happened to the 13? It's a good initial start right on the back bumper of the 28. Just gets free on his own. Bates does a good job avoiding, so does Stephen Davis, but nowhere to go for Oswald. As a lazy spin for the 13 turns into a little bit of damage for both of those trucks. Let's maybe ride on board with the 13, see what he saw from behind the wheel. Yeah, simply just never set into the corner. And around he goes. That is the fastest way to lose all your track position, going from up inside the top 5. Now back to 15th for Garrett Kinder. I don't believe the damage is too severe as he is yet to hit pit road. Few drivers, though, electing to hit the pit lane. Stephen Davis is one of them. Brandon Wallace right behind him is elected to hit pit lane as well. Josh Oswald obviously had the damage. Pretty significant on the right front of that truck. And Mike Veith hitting pit road as well, just to get a little bit extra fuel in the tank. Corey Bigley will lead all these laps as we are currently under caution. First one of the day on lap 1 in turn 1. See where everyone is running. You'll find your favorite driver. Been a fun season to this point. Curious to see who is able to rise to the occasion. Can the 6 get the win? What about the 18 to win their way in the playoffs? Will Brandon Wallace be able to hold on long enough, get enough points to cement his spot in the playoffs, as he is currently driver 12 of 12 if they were to start today, which, guess what? At the end of this race, they do start. So this is your last opportunity to make something happen, good or bad, to get into the playoffs. Pace laps here will be pretty short, only a mile around this racetrack, already 4 laps in. Come back to pick up lap number 5 when they get the green. Corey Bigley on the inside, Eric Tracy piloting the outside. Kieran Church, Tyler Rice in row 2. Got Bates and Warren in row 3. Lottridge, Wetstein, McLean, and Bain round out your top 10. Once again, Benny Pace truck driver yanked the wheel to the left. Into the start zone. Early jump, we're off. Once again at Rockingham. Got down to turn 1, cleaner entry this time. Just back in the field here, a lot of trucks jockeying around. Dive into the corner for Stephen Davis. Up in the front here. Tyler Rice, Eric Tracy having a battle for 4th and 5th. So the 91 running that extreme high line here. Trying to get around Bigley. Nothing wrong with that high line in terms of speed. That's definitely where the speed's at. A lot of momentum, especially out of these corners. The problem with it, wears the tires out. Very difficult to keep the tires under you when you drive that high, because you can drive it harder into the corner, let it slide up. Right front gets abused more than if you run the bottom here. Bates taking it to Bigley. Gonna squeak by, squirts the throttle, crossover coming. Here we go. He got to the corner, can't quite get there. No, that's gonna give the 91 the position. Dylan Bates back up to the front. Haven't said that before, right, chat? Further back, got Jacob Boehm trying to get the last playoff spot. Tyler Rice, the driver he is currently in that battle with. It's right down on the door. 6 to the inside. It's the shoot out of turn number 2. Full field. Just about 3/4 of a mile apart from each other. That's how close it is here. Little housekeeping, 10 laps in. One driver off the pace. That is Josh Oswald, 1 lap down. Mike Veith, the last driver on the lead lap, about 5.2 back of Dylan Bates, your leader. As we single file out for most of this field. Leaders roll by. The battle is on for the lead. Bigley has not let Bates get away. Again, said that all season. These two have been at the top of the point standings for most of it. They've been right there together for the majority of the races this year. Trying to show one more time, this time at Rockingham, that they are the 2 best in the series. Let's ride on board here with the 20. See how rough this racetrack is. See how much he's bumping around, moving around. The steering wheel's going to be moving and shaking all day. A lot of bumps. Hard to get the power down right there. This is the most difficult part of the racetrack for me. Rolling off of 4. Bigley doing a nice job holding the pretty wheel here. So we're about 10% of the way through this one. Gap about 1 truck length, 1.5 maybe. 1.5 tenths of a second between Bates and Bigley. Behind them, how about Eric Tracy in the 66? Currently in the 3rd spot. Kieran Church hanging tough in 4th when he started. Jacob Boehm up how about 10 positions from 15th. By far the biggest mover of the race. No one really even close to that mark. Tyler Rice, where he started in 6th. Jason Warren is up a trio. He finds himself in 7th. Christopher Heiner is up 8th. He is in 8th. Garrett Kinder's dropped back 6th. Remember, he started up at the front, had that spin, already working his way back from the field, made it to about mid-pack. Stephen Davis in 10th. He's lost 3 spots. Lottridge, right where he started, he's running 11th. Wetstein, right where he's running 12th. Kyle Roberts has gained 1 up to 13th. Brandon Wallace down 6, back to 14th, although he's going to gain one back right here. Alex McQueen is down 2 to 15th. Mike Veith is up 1, and then Josh Oswald has lost 8 from his 9th place starting position. One thing this racetrack is known for, long green flag runs. Imagine we'll see a couple of those today. We've already been working here for about 14 laps. No driver, from what I can see, took tires on that last pit stop, so everyone's still on the same rubber they started with. 18 laps ago. Let's have another reminder of the race analysis. 42 to 46 laps on fuel here today. We've already worked 19 of them. So working pretty close to halfway through the fuel run. Loose moment for the 18. Jacob Boehm going to lose a spot to Tyler Rice. His 18 gets a little squirrely off of turn number 2. Big slide for the 18. Just had a pass further back in the field. Wetstein gets around McQueen. Here. Possibly just, just got passed by Kyle Roberts. Here comes McQueen, though, trying to get another spot. Put the 98 back, 1 more position. This is the battle to watch right here as Boehm loses another one. Big issues for the 18. He is in a swarm right now. What happened? That last lap, he just lost 3 spots in 1 lap. Was way to the high side, into the outside wall. Going to chop down. He's going to get in the back of the 60. Cannot get around Stephen Davis. 18 is wicked loose off the corner. As Lotrich is caught up as well. Boehm is back from about 7th to 10th in the last 2 laps. What is he fighting with here behind the wheel? This is Jacob Boehm on board. Oh, big drive into the corner. Lot of wheel in it. Lots of wheel in it. Then a snap free on the exit. Yeah, that is a classic Rockingham problem. You can see, we'll look at his hand through turn 1. Let's just watch where his hand is in relation to tachometer. So he's got his hand all the way over, his thumb's over the 6. Now let's have a look on what we're doing Bates here. Where's his hand in turns number 1 and 2? Just to kind of see the difference of the leader versus the driver falling through the field. Definitely less wheel in it, you can see, because you'll see the 7 on the tachometer. One of those things here, it's smooth is fast, this racetrack, more so than most others. Martinsville, Bristol come to mind, Darlington as well, as racetracks where you have to be smooth to be fast. Rockingham is right up on that list as well. It's the battle for the lead. It's about to be 4 trucks. And what kind of seat to the show does Eric Tracy have? Look at the momentum. Eric Tracy, the fastest driver on the track last time by. Church right behind him. All 4 of these trucks will slow down once they catch up to each other here. Bigley trying to take it to the leader. Really shallow entry, slides up in the middle. Takes a nice high exit. Interesting line, not the one I've seen here before. Looks like he's going to get to the inside as Jacob Boehm falls back 2 more spots, 3 more spots now. Caution is out. In fact, it is the 18. Oh, and Kyle Roberts, heavy damage. What happened here? Healthy South Leather Wreckage Rewind number 2. 18's up in the outside wall, can't get out of it. And then just loses it down the backstretch and nails the 35. Oh, man. That is an awful accident to be involved in through the 35. Let's ride on board and see what we're fighting with here on the 18. We saw him struggling a little earlier. So into one, up in the outside wall. Then nails the wall here. Can't quite get it saved. And right into the 35. One more here with Kyle Roberts just to see how sudden this was. Riding up over the 35 here. There's the 18. Trying to work on the high side of the 03. Loose. And right here, he's like, oh, I'm clear, and bang. Nothing he can do about it. Didn't see it coming. Nowhere to go. Tough break for the 35. Back to the live shot. One driver stayed out, and that driver was Tyler Rice. Everyone else came in for fuel. I believe the 98 maybe have took 2 tires. Stephen Davis has 4. So does the 18. The 95 Alex McQueen. And Mike Beat also took 4 tires. Josh Oswald still on pit road, 1 lap down. Kyle Roberts also a lap down. Well, he's back on the racetrack. 30 laps in here at Rockingham. .100 laps remain. Final 100 laps of the regular season. The final 100 laps for Tyler Rice and Jacob Bain and anyone else below the cut line to find themselves in the playoffs. And right now, the only driver sweating more than Tyler Rice is Brandon Wallace, who is currently the last driver in. And if the result stays as it is, Tyler Rice leading the race to the checker, that would put the 99 first driver out. Not what you want to see if you are Brandon Wallace. We're doubling up, about to go back racing. Rice is the control car. Bates on the outside. Then Corey Bigley, the farthest back he's been here today. Kieran Church still in 4th. Eric Tracy falls back to the 5th position. Race recap while we have a moment. 2 cautions, 2 lead changes here at Rockingham. Benny with a few gaps between him and Tyler Rice's front bumper. And take that hard left-hand turn, peel that pace truck off the surface into that restart zone, and Rice gets the launch. Bates does not. Fan out into turn number 1 and 2. To the 2 distinct grooves being used. Oh, 1 truck in the outside wall. That's the 54 of Jason Warren. We got a 4-way battle for the lead up here. Rice is going to hang on for now. The only thing separating the 6 and the drivers behind him is fuel in the tank. About 30 laps more. Drivers 91, 28, and so on. Tyler Rice, 30 laps less on fuel. He's going to fall back to 2nd here. Possibly 3rd as Bigley's going to get around him. Here comes Church. Here comes Tracy. And Garrett Kinder has made his way back up into the top 6 as well. Remember, he was the first caution into turn number 1 earlier in the show. Almost wall contact there for Tracy. Eventful day already for Garrett Kinder in the 13. Trying to figure out where he's going to go. Can't go to the high side. The 6 is there. Can't go to the bottom because everyone else is there. He's got 1 to his inside. That's Stefan Davis. Oh, into the outside wall. 3 trucks. Oh, they're wrecking. Tracy's in it. Stefan Davis again is in it. Eric Tracy off of turn number 2, out of sorts. It collects the 60 of Stefan Davis. What happened here? Wreckage Rewind number 3 of the day, presented by Salty South Leather. Loose off the corner, tried to bring it back and simply missed. Lost control. Stefan Davis with nowhere to go. Oh, just about a issue there. I think that was McQueen. Had a moment. Check out the damage on the 60. A heavy damage to the nose of the 60. On the replay again. See, Tracy's right in front of him. And loose off the corner, following Kieran Church, trying to get back up the racetrack and just loses control. These trucks don't have a lot of weight on those right side tires when you're on the straightaway. You get it out of shape and it just comes back around on you. Many stock cars are very difficult to save back to the right. Meaning if you get that thing pointed to the right, it's very tough to bring it back without it sliding. And that's exactly what happened to Eric Tracy. Just now hitting the pit lane. This is going to put about 8 laps between Tyler Rice, who had stayed out, and all those drivers who hit the pit lane on the last caution. This is also the first time I've seen somebody take tires, second time, apologies. Jacob Boehm took 4 8 laps ago. Tyler Rice just took 4 tires now. Let's see how that shakes out for the 6 and the 18 respectively. Still early in this race. Still not technically through the first fuel run. But we'll see how it shakes out. We see the 99 hitting pit road again. He likes to top it off with fuel just to make sure. That's Brandon Wallace, of course. Making his second pit stop of the day. Up front, Bates leads Bigley. Kieran Church, Garrett Kinder back in the top 5. Christopher Heiner, how's that? Up 11, finds himself in the 5th position. Good work for the Hendrick.com. Cars.com, how about 24 machine. Trying to use an inner Kyle Larson, who I'm pretty sure would be fantastic at this racetrack if he ever got the opportunity to race here. Some other drivers rebound, and Jacob Boehm at one point was in the outside wall, has used the fast repair. He's back up to 6th. Other drivers used a fast repair. Stefan Davis having to fix the damage on the nose from that most recent accident. Josh Oswald also has used a fast repair. Remember, he was caught up in an earlier accident. Eric Tracy has used his. So has Kyle Roberts, who is still 1 lap down. Now the only driver 1 lap down in the field. Oswald able to get his lap back. A caution or 2 will go. Back up front. Bates and Bigley, seen it all year. Grudge match between these two on every racetrack we've been to almost. Seeing it once again here at Rockingham. Through 3 and 4. Pace truck, lights are out. Green flag in hand. And off we go again. This time, much later jump. Oh, Kinder missed a shift. Fall well back. Top three get away easy. Heiner and Lottridge back fourth and fifth. We get to see the 18 in the wall again. Kinder, another dip in his roller coaster of the day. We're only 40 laps into it. He's already had enough action, I'm sure. Pretty big damage on the 18 after catching the wall off at 2. Bigley all over the back of Bates. We're going to catch that in just a second here as we watch the 18 rocket through the field on the fresh tires. It's going to feel good now, but it is going to hurt later. When everyone else has tires and you don't, you might have to double stint in the middle of this session here. The battle for the lead. Bigley getting all the way down to the bottom. Bates to his outside and Kieran Church right behind him. But here comes the 18. He might get the lead before too long. A lot of speed in that Jacob Bain machine. Off of 4. Momentum. Give it to Kieran Church. He's going to force it 3 wide into the outside wall. Is he going to get the momentum off the high side? He may just. Yes, he will. Into the outside wall again. Going to lose all the momentum. Here comes Stephen Davis. He was just wrecked. 60 to the bottom. What a dogfight up here. 3 wide. Here comes Bain. He caught up by like half a second in one corner. Watch the 18 roll the high side. Look at that. Put in a bit of a bad spot by Bigley, who is now fighting for his life in third. As Kieran Church tries to take the lead away from Dylan Bates. No dice this time by. Your top 7 all scrapping and under a second from each other. Your leader Bates all the way back to Christopher Heiner. 18 put Kieran Church in a bad spot. The 22 falling quickly did not get a good exit. But look at this. 2 by 2 for a few rows deep. As Bain trying to get by Bates. He's already got the second. He will take the lead easily. That's how much tires matter. As Church gets put 3 wide, he's going to fall back to 7th. As the group has broke up a little bit. Getting racy here, 46 laps in. To 1:30. Lottridge in the outside wall at 10th. How about Tyler Rice coming out of nowhere? Getting by Jacob. Remember, Tyler Rice is on fresh tires as well. I did not see the 6 at all in that. Just methodically worked through the field. And he is now your leader. Top 2 on the newest tires. Everybody else still on the original tires from 50 laps ago. Lottridge falls back a little bit. Eric Tracy got around him. Tracy trying to rebound. This is the battle for 10th. Wallace and McQueen not too far back. McQueen's going to take that spot away from the 99. Oh, Lottridge just a little bit sideways there, probably screaming, oh, biscuits in the truck. Trying to keep it out of the fence. He's successful in that endeavor. Davis going around Bain. This is bad news for the tires of the 18. He's already used 1 set that he had over the wall. Oh, there goes the 54, apologies. 54 way out of line. Going to lose a couple spots back to 9th. The next to turn 2 is no joke, folks. No joke. As Bates and Bigley still going at it. Bigley almost clips the apron. Into 1. And off of 2. Drag race down the back. With momentum to the 91. Heiner trying to make something happen here. Look at this. The 24's found some speed. on that last fuel-only stop. Let's see if he's able to get to the outside of the 28. He can't. Maybe gets the back of him just a little bit. It's right on board. As they're working their way up, Jacob Bain. Roll to the high side here, see if you can chop the exit. Get a good run off the corner. Oh, wall contact for the 24. Oh, the 35's around behind him. Kyle Roberts is around. Bring out caution number 4. Salty South Leather Wreckage Rewind number 4 of the day, coming right at you. We saw the great battle here in a church who's outside here, and then just comes up the track, doesn't realize the 22's out there. And a spin, lazy spin, minimal damage there for the 35. Good news is Salty South Leather Wreckage Rewind this time should not take out any trucks. That is the good news. Back to the live shot, everyone hitting pit road here, except for the 35, it looks like, who unfortunately, because he was the accident, was involved in it, will not get the lap back. He will stay the only driver a lap down, unless... Oh no, Tyler Rice and Jason Warren stayed out, did not allow him a wave around. He will still be the first driver a lap down. Race off of pit road. Kieran Church missed the box. Stephen Davis first off of the pit lane. Again, fuel only. Drivers taking tires here. Bigley's going to take 4. So will Bates. And most of the field behind them. Bit of a mixed bag on strategy. We will catch you up on that after a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Be right back here on V-Speed, the Original Rebels Racing League Sunday Night Truck Series, presented by Golden, Suzuki, Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha, and KTM. Be back right after this.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The ball gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from?
Here
comes Swack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
Back here on V-Speed. 57 laps complete of 130. Been a wild one so far. Jason Warren and Tyler Rice, your leaders after staying out. Dylan Bates has led the most laps here today. Been a wild one at Rockingham. Race recap for you. 4 cautions, 7 lead changes. We're about to get back racing as they roll into the restart zone. Early jump for the 45. That's got to be some sort of violation. Oh, he missed the start entirely. It's a disaster for Jason Warren. He'll lose a handful of spots right off the get-go. And the drivers on new tires like this 91 going to make quick work of the 6. Not just to the inside. See Stephen Davis up the outside wall. Bigley going to roll the bottom and get around the 60. New leader, old leader actually, it's Dylan Bates. Won the most races this year. Continues to run up at the front of the field. Farther back, Eric Tracy rebounding as well. Remember, he was a caution earlier in the race. Got caught up on the 60 on the backstretch, entering turn 3. Tracy trying to make quick work of Christopher Heiner and go get the top 4 drivers, who separated themselves by about 10 truck lengths. Not going to do it there. Heiner's going to have some good momentum off the corner. He does also have 4 fresh tires. Look a little further back. Jason Warren does not have fresh tires at all. At least 20 laps old. Not sure when he hit the tires before that. 45 is struggling. He's got Brandon Wallace trying to roll the high side around him. Saw Lottridge just about pop the wall again. Not quite that situation. 99 may be clear. I think he is. Yes, he is clear. Down the front stretch as we close into halfway. Up front, Bigley and Rice. Battle for second. Rice hanging tough on the high side on the older tires. One of the first drivers to take 4 fresh ones. Able to save them and hang tough with the rest of the field. 26 laps ago, the 6 car took those 4 tires, and you couldn't tell by the way he's driving right now. It's looking good. Might have a piece under him here tonight. Horse fit enough to win in Rockingham. He's going to have to get by Dylan Bates first, and many drivers have tried. I think only one's been successful. It's the one behind him, Corey Bigley, able to get to his inside. As Dylan Bates has led 40 laps so far today. Bigley has led 7. Tyler Rice has led 15. Stephen Davis has yet to be up in front of the field. Christopher Heiner, same deal there. He's currently in 5th. Eric Tracy, Brandon Wallace. You got Kieran Church, Jason Lottridge, Josh Oswald, Garrett Kinder, Sam Wetstein, Jason Morin, Alex McQueen, Mike Veith, Jacob Bain, who's led a lap, Kyle Roberts still 1 lap down in 17th position. The battle's all over the racetrack. Too wide, too deep. Into turn number 1 here. This is the battle for 4th. Tracy, Davis, Heiner, Wallace. 99's come out of nowhere. Oh, we got Bluey in the outside wall. That's Lottridge. Gonna get passed by Oswald. Gonna get tight here off the corner. You can see the front of that 24 machine in the frame. That's not what you want to see from Brandon Wallace. He's gonna get alongside Heiner. Can he get up to Davis? Shallow entry here, slide up off the bottom. Cannot roll off the corner. So we have officially passed halfway. 3 wide, there goes Davis, loses a couple spots. Gonna lose a few more. What happened to the 60? Just about the outside wall. It's like a switch flipped. Lost about 5 spots in one set of corners. Lose a couple more here. 1 to Kinder, 1 to Lottridge. As the 60 falls back to 11th. But move Brandon Wallace into the top 5. Trying to defend his 12th place in points and doing so admirably, I would say, as he rolls the high line. Tries to get gone from the 24 and the 22. Up in front of him, Tyler Rice trying to chase down Eric Tracy, who's shot out of a cannon on this run. And they're both trying to chase down that formidable duo, Corey Bigley and Dylan Bates. I believe Jacob Boehm has had a moment on pit road, we'll say. That will spell the end of his chances of making the playoffs this year. Frustration boiling over behind the wheel of the 18. Davis continues to fall back. He only took, that's the problem, he only took 2 tires. Actually, no tires. It's like fuel only. For the 60, he might be the only driver out here not on brand new tires. And it caused him to fall through the field rather quickly. It was like a light switch flipped for driver number 60, who has a very nice paint scheme tonight. A little throwback. I forget who it was. I believe it was Davey Allison. If I'm wrong in the chat, sorry, but I'm pretty sure it was Davey Allison. Regardless, Stephen Davis, congratulations on the V's 3D Printing Best Appearing Paint Award. Enjoying these throwbacks, brings the racetrack every week. It's been a good one here tonight, and looking clean as well. That's always a plus. That was your V's 3D Printing Best Appearing Paint Award. Tyler Rice falls through the field just a bit here on the older tires. They're starting to give up that life. It takes about 20 laps. He's fallen back from 3rd now to 8th in this swarm. Heiner's in the outside wall. Kinder going to the inside. Not able to clear Heiner. This is the ebb and flow portion of the race, where if you're Tyler Rice on the older tires, you just let it go. Nothing you can do. You're not going to be able to bring this one back on pace. Just let it happen. You'll get a tire advantage at some point in the race, and they'll have a tire disadvantage at some point in the race. Just make sure it's at the right time. And things will work out for you. That's how these races go. Fierce battle here for the top 5. Church has pulled away just a bit here. The 99, 13, 24, and 17. That's 5 through 8. Using 4 different grooves on this racetrack, it seems like. How about the top to bottom for Heiner? Gonna make it 3 wide to turn number 1. Haven't seen that all day. Don't really want to see it now. Contact, he's gonna get turned. Wallace and Heiner, or Wallace and Kinder, apologies, getting into it. Oh, that is gonna frustrate the 13 immensely. Nothing he could do about it. Brandon Wallace put in an awful spot. Let's go back and see it again. So into turn number 1, Heiner sticks his nose in there. 13 tries to give him room. 99 does not know the situation. And the 6 gets involved in it just a little bit as well, but that has got to be so frustrating if you're the 13 and especially the 99. Like, let's ride on board with Brandon Wallace just to see how little he can see from inside the truck. So off of 4, he's thinking, okay, good, I got 1 to the inside, I can see him. We're gonna be okay. Takes a normal line into the corner, and the 13 comes across his nose, and it's like, what the heck happened? Why'd that happen? That's your Salty South Leather Wreckage rewind at lap number 80, turning into a shootout here at Rockingham. This puts us in an interesting pit window because you can just about stretch it to the end on fuel. Just about. Heiner's going to stay out. Probably not a few drivers' favorite competitor right now, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. And racing incident there into turn number 1, gonna wreck a few trucks. That is gonna be your 5th caution of the day. This will be your 9th lead change when Heiner is able. He has already taken the flag. This will be that lead change, number 9 of the night. Drivers all off pit road here. Warren McQueen gonna hit the pit lane this time. Give up some track position. Leave Christopher Heiner in the 24 on an island by himself. And even though he is the biggest mover right now and he is on a different pit strategy, he has been routinely the biggest mover in the race, and that means for Rockingham here tonight, Christopher Heiner going to be your hard charger, presented by No Next Fast Repair. Has gained 15 positions from 16th up to 1st. Of course, the pit strategy will help you with that, but he's always been running about 8 to 10 spots higher than where he started. Been a solid day for the 24. Let's see if he can keep it rolling here. But that is your No Next Fast Repair Hard Charger Award winner. Congratulations to the 24. Should be coming back here to the 1 to green signal. iRacing Race Control giving drivers the cue to double up. Get side by side, choose your lane appropriately. You don't really get to choose, it tells you where to go. Follow the directions. At the conclusion of this lap, number 82, we will be back racing. Can we make it to the end on fuel? Christopher Heiner can't. Everyone else, I think they can with these cautions. Not only that, who's got his tire set saved? Who took theirs now? I don't think anyone. Kieran Church may have taken 4 tires. I think that's the only driver who was on the aggressive side of the strategy. We're going to find out in a matter of laps. As we roll through turn number 4. Pace truck off. 24, field in hand, early launch is going to get the momentum. Slide up in front of the 91 as they barrel into the corner. And Bates is going to clear off the corner. Going to continue to lead laps here. He's already led 40 in some of them. Make it a few more as Bigley's going to get up to 2nd. Eric Tracy trying to get 3rd. He's going to get it here. As Heiner falls back. Oswald is 5th, trying to get 4th. And here comes Stephen Davis. Been a roller coaster day for the 60 as well. Mike Veith in the outside wall. Almost got hit from behind as well. Oh, just some heavy contact there. 45 sailed into the corner. Getting chippy a little further back in the field. This is the battle. 12, 13, 14. Brandon Wallace a lap down as well. Only driver 1 lap off of the pace as Jacob Bain has left the session, leaving 15 on the lead lap. Top 4, single file out. Stephen Davis is the cork all these drivers are trying to get around. They are bottled up behind him. Heiner trying to get to the inside on the older tires. That's not helping the 13 and 22 any. As Davis is still on those older tires from quite a few laps ago, maybe trying to save 2 sets here. Kinder will go to the inside here. Should be able to clear the 60 through the center. Yes, he will. Not enough momentum off the top. Give 5th place to Garrett Kinder, who continues on the upward trajectory on this stage of his roller coaster race. Battle here, Church to the inside. Right on board with Stephen Davis here. Church gonna cross him over. Heiner trying to follow suit. Tyler Rice falls back a little bit right behind the 35, who's already had a blown motor in this race. It's been a tough day for Kyle Roberts. Back into 11th is Rice. Stephen Davis falling back again. Seems to really hit a wall on those tires where they just lose all sense of speed here. He's the slowest driver on the racetrack that last time by. Really struggling with the handling. Few drivers not having that issue. How about the top 3? Pulled away here. About a second over Garrett Kinder. Trying to battle it amongst themselves, which they've done most of the season. Here with about 40 laps remaining. Off the back bumper of Bates. Look at Bigley and Tracy. About 3/10 of a second between all of these trucks right now. This is a racetrack where you don't gain by seconds, you gain by inches in certain situations. That's what all these drivers are trying to do right now, is just gain a little bit at a time. This caution may be out. Jason Warren has hit the pit lane. Slow pit entry for the 45. Back to the leaders. That's now just over a 10th as the 28 is mounted to charge here. Where does Corey Bigley go? Not quite going to have enough. Get to the outside off at 2. We've seen him work the inside lane all day long. Going to try and cross him over on the high line. Could not time it up. Another hard drive into turn number 1. Really aggressive turn into the corner. Doesn't scrub a lot of speed. Able to get it to rotate quickly. As he is putting the pressure on right now. About to be side by side if Bates isn't careful, but he's got exactly the line he wants, which is the high one. Get all the momentum off the corner. Cannot let the 28 finish the corner. Kinder just got passed by Kieran Church for 5th, and the 28 is there. He's got something figured out off of turn 4 to the apron. Can Bates keep the spot off the corner? Looks like he will. Oh, there goes the 17 having a moment. Oswald back to your frame. High side this time, gonna block him. Contact. Leaders run into each other. Eric Tracy pulling in here a little bit. 2/10 that time. It's not over yet. Not by any stretch. Still 30-some laps to go. Here from Rockingham, final race of the regular season. Another launch off the corner like he's shot out of a rocket. Gonna drive it down to the bottom. No, gonna keep it on the high side. Try and beat Bates in his own game. Big momentum off at 2. Almost caught the outside wall, though. Gonna let Tracy to the inside. The last thing Corey Bigley wants to see is Eric Tracy's nose. peek to the inside of that blue 28. And Kieran Church has found his way up to 4th as well. They have all compressed together like an accordion. Church way on the high side. He's going to get alongside Tracy. Put a stop to the 66's threat. And Bigley cannot get the momentum. Here comes Church. Going to try and take second away. 22's on a heater right now. You got to wonder about the tires. If they're going to hold up to this kind of punishment, but he's alongside the leader. Remember, Kieran Church was the only driver to take 4 tires that last time by. They're paying off right now. And if we don't have a caution, he's a genius. If we have a caution, it flips the other way. 28 can't quite finish the pass on base. He might get it this time here off the corner. Yes, he will clear. It's half a truck length, the full one now. The gap is growing from first to second. But Kieran Church on an alternate strategy took the tires. And Stephen Davis has just hit pit road. He's 1 lap down. So Jason Warren's 2 down. Brandon Wallace is also a lap down. Some drivers, are they fearing maybe they can't make it to the end on fuel? Upside down on the tire strategy. It's an interesting situation here for many of these drivers as Dylan Bates has fallen back quickly. Trying to save the stuff, I would think. Maybe saving fuel. Maybe not thrilled with the mileage he's getting in that 91. I don't imagine you can hit pit road here and be in any sort of shape to win this race, but he's got about 5 trucks between him and Corey Bigley. Heiner's on pit road. He, of course, had stayed out on that last caution, stretched it all the way to 50 laps. Upside down on strategy is Christopher Heiner. Eric Tracy's a bit of a connection issue there. "25 laps to go in the regular season of the Original Rebels Racing League Sunday Night Truck Series here on V-Speed. I've been Morgan Cook, and of course, watching V-Speed here. And if you haven't already, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification icon so you don't miss a moment of the racing action you can't get anywhere else. This league here is exclusive on V-Speed, so make sure you check it out. Same time, same place here every week on Sunday evening. Check out all the other races we have as well throughout the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you name it. We got them all over the place here on V-Speed. Bigley not able to get away from Tracy. Oswald, Kinder, and Roberts hanging tough as well. Let's not forget to mention the 35 has made his way back onto the lead lap. Remember, it was a lap down with a blown motor at one point in time, and he's back fighting for a top 5 with only about 20 laps to go. But on the flip side of that, I'm going to have to give the hard luck award to the driver who somehow won the Hard Charger Award. That's the kind of day it's been for the 24 of Christopher Heiner. Started 16th, was running first, and is now down to 15th after getting off sequence on the strategy. He is your Rice Farms Hard Luck Award winner today. Tough break. Not the way he wanted this race to go at Rockingham. Still 20 laps to turn it around, but it's going to be a difficult one to do so. Rice and Oswald. In fact, Rice Going to take the spot. Oswald hits pit lane. Drivers may be worried about fuel mileage here. That could be the concern we're having. The run was going to be 50 laps, and the pace has fallen off significantly. Let's ride on board. Are we clutching in the Kiernan Church machine? Oh, yes. Truck is off. Trying to save all the fuel he can. To turn one as well? Oh, yes. Most indubitably. Just trying to save all the fuel he can. He's still running very quick lap times comparatively to Bigley. And really the rest of the top five, Kiernan Church running 25.2s, Bigley in the 25.5s, Kinder's in the 25.5s, Tracy's in the 26.1s. Really slowing it down here is the 66. And Bates running 25.8s. All these drivers trying to save it to the end. Kyle Roberts says, heck with that. We're going for it. As he gets around Kiernan Church. McQueen on pit road, so is Warren. In fact, McQueen might have. There's Warren right there. A lot of drivers a lap down. Mike Veith, the first of them in ninth. Jason Lottridge, the last driver on the lead lap. He is 8th. And also saving fuel, it looks like. So what do you know? Fuel mileage race here at Rockingham. Church in the catbird seat because of the fresher tires. Kyle Roberts also has fresh tires. He's up 12 on this run alone. And they're on the same straightaway. Bigley, Kinder, Tracy, and others not on 4 fresh tires, but pitted the same lap for fuel. Is a 22 out of fuel. Kiernan Church has run out of gas. Way early. What happened? He's clearly not out of fuel. He's still accelerating, but he lost a ton of ground. Bigley's the one he's racing against. Kyle Roberts now out left. He's going to hit pit road here. 35 going to give up the race lead to hit the pit lane. Under 15 laps to go. Fuel mileage race, but the leaders are right beside each other. The 28's been in second almost every lap today. Can he get one spot higher? In the final 12 laps. What's he doing behind the wheel? You know Kiernan Church is on the clutch. No clutch here for Corey Bidd. We might have saved all the fuel that we need. We're set about 6/10 off the pace of Kiernan Church. He's picked it up again. Garrett Kinder running about 0.3 faster than your second place driver. And of course, all this great racing brought to you by Golden, Suzuki, Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha, KTM, title sponsor. The original Rebels Racing League Sunday Night Truck Series. Great to have them on board. And what a fun one we've had here tonight. Can Kiernan Church make it to the end? Eric Tracy has got passed by Dylan Bates and Stephen Davis. Stephen Davis, of course, a lap down because he hit the pit lane. So now that leaves 6 drivers on the lead lap. Kiernan Church all the way back to Tyler Rice. This is going to get interesting, folks. Under 10 to go. Kiernan Church, your leader. Garrett Kinder, 1.5 behind him. Corey Bigley, another second back and saving a lot of fuel. Dylan Bates trying to get a push from Jason Lottridge. Eric Tracy is in 5th. And then Tyler Rice about 10 seconds behind them, riding where he started back in the 6th position. Any one of these drivers could flinch. Who's it going to be? I'm the most nervous about your leader. He was clutching, but he's also stretched it back out to 2 seconds. Running well faster than the rest of the trucks, saving fuel. Can he make it? Let's ride on board and see. Not clutching anymore. We're back to just lifting coast. Six laps to go this time. He's definitely not as hard on the accelerator as he was, say, 40, 50 laps ago on the previous run. But still, a lot of fuel being burned here, a lot of throttle input. And we're getting down to crunch time now. This is as far as I was told we could go on fuel. I did see a driver go 50 with caution laps. Kinder's on pit road. He can't make it. He's had enough. Kieran and Church still holding the wheel. Dylan Bates has caught up to Corey Bigley. Has the 91 saved enough? He was the first to start saving. He's going to easily clear the 28. 4 laps to go. Can Church make it? The gap is now 7 seconds. He's got 7 seconds to play with. Is there enough fuel in the tank? Has he done a good enough job? Working the throttle, working the strategy. How about 3 to go? All he has to do, keep it on the racetrack. No one's catching him from behind unless the tank runs dry. Lottridge around him on the bottom. Bates up to second, has not gained any time. He's now 8 seconds behind. Corey Bigley, 8.5 back. Oh, heavy contact for Lottridge. Heavy contact. 2 to go. Coming to the white flag, this time by. Can Kieran Church make it 1 more mile? Does he have enough fuel in the tank? White flag is out. Through turns 1 and 2, he's still accelerating. Still fuel in the tank. Is Kieran Church going to steal one? In Rockingham. Through turn number 3. He's still got momentum out of turn 4. Your winner at Rockingham. Give it up for Kieran Church. Unreal job by Kieran Church to pit on exactly as much fuel as he needed to get to the end with the 4 tires. I said it was either going to be a genius move or the other end of the spectrum turned out to be genius here tonight. Heavy contact there with a few drivers, but that's just showing your victor that they appreciate him. Kieran Church went out there and got this one. Congratulations to the 22. We'll chat with him, Dylan Bates and Eric Tracy, after a quick commercial break and your results for the final race in the regular season. Back right after this. You've been watching the Original Rebels Racing League Sunday Night Truck Series here on V-Speed, presented to you by Golden, Suzuki, Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha, and KTM. Be back right after this.
And here comes Milo. Big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The world is burned!
Cabot, where did he come from?
Here
comes Zwack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
Welcome back here on V-Speed for the post show, presented by Flexible Freight Solutions. Here's how it went down. 5 cautions and 14 lead changes. It was a great race at Rockingham. Kieran Church, he went out and he done stole one. Didn't lead many laps, but led them when it mattered. Took 4 tires at the end when nobody else did, and was able to stretch the fuel mileage and win the race. We'll talk to him, Dylan Bates, and Eric Tracy, your top 3 just after this. Corey Bigley finishes in 4th after winning the pole and not leading all that many laps. Dylan Bates really dominated this show here tonight. Tyler Rice, not quite enough to get the win. First driver, 1 lap down. Josh Oswald with a solid night. He finishes in 6th. Stephen Davis, the roller coaster night, ends up in 7th. Christopher Heiner was both the biggest mover and the biggest loser of the day. He finishes in 8th, still +8 from where he started. Garrett Kinder had a heck of a race today. From the front to the back, to the front to the back to the middle, in 9th is where he finishes. Kyle Roberts rounds out your top 10 after blowing a motor at one point in this race. 11th spot will be Mike Feeth in the number 9 machine. Solid run for him. Warren gonna finish in 12th. Lottridge in 13th. Brandon Wallace 2 down in 14th. McQueen in the 95 will be 15th. Wetstein will be 16th, and Jacob Boehm left early. He will finish 17th here this evening. That's a look at your results. What was a great race in Rockingham here on V-Speed. Now we're going to move over and chat with your top 3, starting with, of course, Eric Tracy. See if we can get Eric Tracy up here in the booth. Eric, it's Morgan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, how's it going?
It's going good up here. How was it in the race truck here this evening?
It wasn't bad. It was pretty decent. I had that one moment off of 2, not just real sure what happened on that particular deal, but sorry to Stefan and everybody else that got caught up in that.
It was a solid night outside of that one moment, as you mentioned here, for the 66/67, the PBA Tour machine. And just a solid day. I mean, up to 3rd. Fuel mileage at the end, though. You were one of 4 drivers, apologies, who did not hit the pit lane. When did you know you could make it to the end on fuel, and when did you start saving for it?
Well, we knew whenever we pitted it was going to be close, so some of us made a decision to try to go for it, and some of us decided they were going to run hard, and so basically we were saving more or less 5 laps into the run. We were saving for the end.
And every driver has a little bit different way of saving fuel. Some do the lift and coast. Some eliminate brake from the repertoire. Some shut the car off. Some use the clutch and a combination thereof. What is your method of saving fuel?
I was using the clutch. I'd get up about halfway down the straightaway, and then I'd clutch it and roll through the corner, and then speed back up and clutch it about halfway down the straightaway again.
Right on. Well, clearly it worked out for you up to 3rd spot here tonight, and you should be a lock in the playoffs. I don't have the points in front of me, but I'm pretty sure that this 66/67 machine has been up front enough this year and had enough good finishes to cement themselves. So, regular season behind us. Let's look ahead for these final 6. What do you like? What don't you like about the schedule? And how do you feel it's going to fall into your hands?
I mean, actually, to be honest with you, I don't know what the schedule is. So, I mean, I tend to we're kind of more short track guys, so these shorter tracks do tend to fall into my to my hands a little bit better than the bigger tracks, but we just take it week by week and see what we can do.
I know there's an Irwindale and a Bristol coming up pretty soon, so that's got to pique the interest of
Yeah,
you, I
Irwindale
would imagine.
should be interesting.
Yeah, I would think so. I have yet to see a race there that wasn't a figure eight with a jump in the middle, so we'll see how that one goes for sure. But while we got you up here, it was a good run today. Started second, finished in third. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out here on V Sports?
Yeah, just all the VMS guys. The team that we run with helps quite a bit. Kind of run a bunch of different things. So it's fun running with them guys, and then obviously Tyler and Cody, Brandon, everybody that has the league and puts it on. Fun league to run in.
Definitely has been a good one to broadcast as well. Thank you for your time, Eric. That's your third place finisher tonight, Eric Tracy.
Thank you.
Move up the finishing order by one position. That's going to bring us to Dylan Bates. Dylan, it's Morgan up in the booth. You got a copy.
I gotcha.
Well, you're back again up here in the top three. Seems like it's an every week thing now. 73 laps led. Not exactly where you want to be, though. You're not the last interview this time. You're the middle one. And 73 laps led. You had the fast lap here tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Second fastest lap here tonight. This thing was on rails. I mean, I think you got passed under green once by the 28, and then the caution came out right after and kind of bailed you out. You were kind of working that middle high line. Things were good. The only thing that did not work out in your favor was the fuel strategy. What could you have done differently to get up to Kiernan and save fuel a little bit better than he could?
The only thing I could have done different was take tires like he did. He was the only car in the top four that took tires at the last pit stop. So he was able to carry way more speed when he was shutting the car off in the corners and saving fuel. So there was nothing I could really do about that other than just hope for another yellow to come out and I could take my tires then. But yeah, from that last caution, we kind of had our beds made and we were just hoping for a different outcome.
Yeah, unfortunately, racing's like that sometimes. You can win the most races in the season, you can dominate a race, but then sometimes they just slip away. And I think this is one of those. You would agree, but we don't need to harp on that because you won 4 times this year. I think 5, maybe 4 times. It doesn't matter. A lot of times this year, regardless. We only had 9 races in the first this first section. So you either won 44 or 55% of them. So I mean that's still pretty good. Let's look ahead at the final 6, however. I'm not sure if you have a schedule in front of you or not, or if you've seen the schedule.
I do know I'll be missing next Sunday, which is the first round of the playoffs. So that's going to put me in a must-win situation at Irwindale the following week. So
yeah,
we got to be on our game at the short track. That's all I know for sure.
What a great place to be in a must-win, right? Is Irwindale?
Yeah, probably fits into my driving style the best of any track. So hopefully it works out.
Yeah, well, best of luck to you there. But I mean, let's just talk about your day as a whole. How would you grade the day? Looked like you had a lights out kind of truck here tonight.
Yeah, I guess we'll call it a B. It was the first run there. I honestly burned the tires up, and I was just kind of playing roadblock, keeping the rest of the field behind me. And then the caution bailed us out, like you said. And then we were great in that middle run. And then, yeah, like I said, we just should have took tires like Kiernan did, and that was really the only difference.
Sometimes it just works out that way. And would you say that you're the championship favorite going into these final 6?
You never know with playoff racing, man. It's really hard to say. Whoever wins when they need to is who's the playoff favorite for sure.
I hear you.
Or the championship favorite.
Well, we got you up here. Anyone you want to thank, shout out, praise, berate, whatever you want to say up here in the speed booth. Go ahead.
Just Tyler Rice and Brandon Wallace and all those guys putting this league on, and all the guys at VMS Motorsports.
Right on. Well, thank you for your time, Dylan. I'm sure Logan will speak to you plenty over the next few weeks.
Let's hope so.
Good luck here in the playoffs. That's Dylan Bates, second place finisher here tonight at Rockingham. Now up to the top step, Kiernan Church. Kiernan, Morgan up in the booth. You got a copy?
I gotcha.
Well, welcome to Victory Lane. You made the fuel stretch a little farther than everybody else. The 4 fresh tires that you put on that nobody else did. When you saw coming off a pit road that you were the only driver to take 4 tires, Was it a feeling of positivity or was it a feeling of nervousness?
Honestly, it was a feeling of nervousness. I didn't really want to take tires. Once I started to move into my pit box, I seen the guys go over the wall, and I knew I messed up. So I looked down at the fuel, and my only option was I knew I could save enough fuel, so I was shutting it off and letting it roll, and saved a ton of fuel. And what helped me was having those new tires, so I was able to actually have some roll speed better than them, even while with the truck off. So I felt like that kind of helped me be able to move up easier than what it while shutting the truck off instead of losing ground on them.
One of those Bob Ross happy accident sort of situations there, taking the 4 tires. And yeah, obviously that was the right move, and it won you the race, having those 4 tires, being able to roll all that speed on entry and not have it washed up so hard in the middle and slow down so much. And this is coming at the right time, right? You're peaking right before the playoffs start, this being the last race of the regular season. Looking ahead to the final 6, do you think you have what it takes to win the championship this season?
I would like to hope so, but it's always a crapshoot because you can untimely cautions or just somebody's mistake. So all you can do is just dictate your pace, and hopefully you don't get in anybody else's chaos. And especially, I think that second race, the first round is Irwindale, so that's or one of them is I know is
Yeah,
Irwindale,
second
so
one's
it's gonna
Irwindale.
be
Yep.
interesting. So it's gonna be interesting there.
Yeah, I believe Auto Club is the first race of that round. Irwindale is second, if I'm not mistaken. But definitely will be an interesting playoffs as well, to have those tracks in that order. Should be a fun one. But how are you feeling about the season as a whole? You've been up and down. You've had some great runs. You've had some bad luck here and there. And I always see that black 22, you know, back end of the top 10 sort of thing, and able to get the win here today. But how are you feeling in the season? And are we trending in the right direction, or how's it feel as a driver?
I mean, my pace has been decent most of the season. I know I should have had a top 3 at New Hampshire, but I gambled and didn't take tires, so I was trying to save a set for late to where I could battle for the front, and that bit me and finished to the back half of the top 10. And then I felt like I was the fastest or one of the fastest to battle for the win at Sonoma, and I just made an error and ruined that race. So I had good races. It just I need to kind of eliminate the mistakes. And but I mean, other than that, as long as I got pace, I'm okay. Being comfortable running with those guys.
Right on. Well, while we have you up here, why don't you give us a rundown of who you want to thank, who you want to talk about, shout out, praise, berate, whatever other adjective you want. Now's your time. Floor is yours.
I got to thank Golden Suzuki Honda, Kinder Farm and Ranch, No Next Fast Repair, Salty South Leather, Flexible Freight Solution, V's 3D Printing, my sponsors on my team at the Velocity Motorsports, Jet Designs. Then I also got to thank you for doing the broadcast at V Speed. It's good to go back and watch. And also, I heard this is your last broadcast for the season. So congratulations on your little break for your kid. So thank you again for everything you do.
Right on. Appreciate that. Thank you. And congratulations on the win here tonight. The fuel mileage victory. It worked out for you. And good luck in the playoffs the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, that's your winner here tonight, Kieran Church. And that is going to wrap up the Flexible Freight Solutions post-race show, the final one of the regular season. Congratulations to Kieran Church and the rest of your top 3, Dylan Bates and Eric Tracy. You've been watching the Original Rebels Racing League Sunday Night Truck Series here on V-Speed, presented by Golden, Suzuki, Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha, and KTM. Let's have a look ahead here for the final 6 races. Auto Club, Irwindale, then a break for Richmond, Kansas, Bristol, and Las Vegas to determine your champion. A 2-race round to determine the champion, not a single race round. That'll be interesting to see play out. But you can catch them here on V-Speed Sunday nights, same time, same place. Make sure you check them out. But for everyone, the Original Rebels Racing League here, Golden, Suzuki, Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha, KTM, Tyler Rice, Cody Bayman, Brandon Wallace are putting everything together, keeping us at V-Speed in the know and allowing us to bring these races to you. Appreciate everything that they do, and I got to thank everyone at V-Speed as well. It's been about 103 broadcasts for me this season, and I've had broadcasters from all over the place here. It's been a lot of fun. Everyone behind the scenes, Logan, Bradley, Adam, Eddie, worked with guys like JP, Mike, Alex, Alec. The list goes on and on and on. Sky as well. It's Jeremy Burns. It's been a great season, and I'm glad to have been a part of it all across 2024. So, like I say every time, if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, so you don't miss a moment of the racing action you can't get anywhere else. And for the final time this year, I'm going to sign off. I've been Morgan Cook. Have a great evening. Thank you, and good night.